Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are starting off with a very interesting story about a lawsuit over an actress that was cut from a movie, but the lawsuit is not coming from the actress herself. Instead, it's coming directly from her fans. And before we get into that, guys, just remember that at least one of my videos every week will be exclusive to my BitChute and Odyssey channels. I know I've been running a little behind this week, but I promise you guys it will be up tomorrow. My exclusive will be up tomorrow, January 23rd, 2022, sometime that day. So if you haven't clicked on the link in the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and do so now and start following me over on either BitChute or Odyssey. Anyway, let's get into this. And Ana de Armas, the actress who most famously played Paloma in No Time to Die. I don't believe she was the Bond girl. Her fans are actually suing Universal for cutting her scenes from the movie yesterday. Ana de Armas fans sue Universal Studios for failing to feature the actress in the film yesterday, despite using her in promotional material. And just remember that, boys and girls, because we will be circling back to that by the end. Ana de Armas fans have sued Universal Studios after the actress failed to appear in Yesterday, despite appearing in promotional materials. Yesterday is a 2019 musical drama film directed by Danny Boyle and starring Himesh Patel, Lily James, is it Joel Fry or Joel Fry? I think it's Joel Fry, Ed Sheeran, and Kate McKinnon. The film follows Jack Malik, played by Patel, a struggling singer-songwriter who wakes up from an accident one day to find himself in a world where the Beatles never existed. Performing the Beatles' hit songs to a world that is unfamiliar with them, Malik finds himself becoming an overnight sensation. Yesterday received largely mixed reviews, with critics considering it a rather mediocre film, but with the heart, warmth, and charm to make up for it. However, the film did receive glowing approval from the viewers that matter the most, the living Beatles band members or their widowed spouses. To make the film, the creators had to navigate around some legal loopholes in order to include the music and references to the Beatles. This included paying $10 million for the rights to utilize their music and getting permission from the Beatles and their families. However, the film has now found itself in legal trouble for an unexpected reason. As reported by The Hollywood Reporter, Universal Studios is being sued by Armas' fans for failing to feature the actress in Yesterday, despite featuring her in the trailer. Originally, Armas was set to appear in the film as a love interest to Malik, but her scenes were cut and she did not appear at all in the film upon its release. However, Armas did appear in the trailer in a scene where she and Patel may appear on the James Corden show together. Now, Californian resident Michael Rosa and Maryland resident Connor Wolf are suing Universal, alleging they were tricked into watching Yesterday by being made to believe Armas was in it. And guys, I'm going to go ahead, pause the recording, and I'm going to find that trailer and show you the clip that she is in.
We would like you to write something right now.
Something in the way she moves.
No one's ever written this.
So yes, she was actually in the trailer, granted for a short amount of time, but she was there. And here is what Michael Rosa and Connor Wolf are writing in their complaint. Although defendant included the scenes with Miss de Armas in the movie trailer advertisements for the purposes of promoting Yesterday and enticing film sales and rentals, Miss de Armas is not and was never in the publicly released version of the movie. Unable to rely on fame of the actors playing Jack Malik or Ellie to maximize ticket and movie sales and rentals, defendant consequently used Miss de Armas' fame, radiance, and brilliance to promote the film by including her scenes in the movie trailer's advertising Yesterday. The lawsuit criticizes Universal's decision to feature Armas in promotional material only to have her cut from the final film. It claims that Universal purposely made the decision because the other stars of the film weren't big enough to attract an audience. Another point of the lawsuit is that the Yesterday trailer also featured the Beatles song Something, even though the song didn't make it into the final film either. By utilizing the popular song in the trailer, the lawsuit claims Yesterday again misled fans into watching the film. Rosa and Wolf are demanding $5 million on behalf of Californian and Maryland residents who paid to watch the film. The prosecutors in this case certainly bring up some intriguing points. However, it will be difficult to determine if Universal Studios can be held liable. It is not uncommon at all for actors and actresses to be cut from the final version of a film, and there are contracts in place to avoid legal troubles. What makes this lawsuit interesting, though, is that it is not an actor or actress themselves suing, but fans of the actress. Rosa and Wolf's lawsuit raises the interesting question of if a film can be held accountable for misleading viewers with promotional materials. If so, it would certainly create a whole slew of issues, as many films as promotions can be accused of inaccurately depicting the actual end result. However, if Universal Studios can be proven to have intentionally misled viewers by featuring Armas, then there might be a case. It remains to be seen how the Yesterday lawsuit will be settled, but this case will likely set a precedent for how films handle promotional materials featuring cut actors/actresses in the future. And I would argue, now, I know some of you are probably thinking, this is completely ridiculous, this is a frivolous lawsuit, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, ask yourselves this: how many times have we seen movie trailers where there were scenes that were specifically shot for the trailer that never made it in the final film? I believe Black Christmas, the more recent Black Christmas, suffered from that, where the scenes that were showed off in the trailer were not made in the movie because those scenes were shot specifically for the trailer. So you could make a case for false advertising. Same with showing off actors or actresses in the trailers just to have them cut from the final version. And I do follow some people that talk about the music industry, and they talk about they talk about something similar where, these bands that have been around for, 30, 40 years, let's say you buy an AC/DC album now, are you genuinely getting, AC/DC at this point? Because I believe Brian Johnson was forced out of the group. He might have come back. Malcolm retired. What's his name? Angus. I think Angus is the only original member left at this point. So, and people are talking about, it's going to be really interesting to see in the future if we're going to see, false advertising lawsuits, because even though the album says AC/DC or Metallica or Guns N' Roses, I'm just pulling names out of my ass here, are they truly the same band, knowing that they've changed out their members so many times? So it is pretty funny. We're going to have to wait and see. Honestly, I don't think anything is going to come from this, but it does raise a good point about, movie trailers in general, and just, how many of them truly have misled you into watching the movie. Again, there are many examples, some I can't think of off the top of my head right now, where there were scenes that were specifically shot for the trailer and nothing more. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here because I know I've dragged this on way longer than it needs to be. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I am terrible at ending these videos. So I'll just see you guys next time.